Okay, I am done with the setup. I hope y'all are doing well this evening. It is good to see you folks here. It has been a minute. Yeah, with today, we are going to be continuing the Deathwing Knights. Yeah, we're just going to keep working on this list. At some point, I'll have it done. How's it going, Shovel? How's it going, Table? I mean, besides the Deathwing Knights, I am going to work on the Chaplain that I kind of sidetracked on a little bit. But yeah. That might be enough about me yapping. I think it's time to move over to the proper screen. Here we go. Here we go. Ooh. Hold on. Oh, I don't like that. Maybe it's the way it's tilted? Yeah, it's the way it's tilted. I'm good. I'm just messing with the camera for something that I like. I'm not good. How's it going, Taylor? Excuse me. Okay. I gotta do the hood. And I could touch a little bit more on the leather, but I also like the way it looks a little bit too. I wish I had like a still red, like brown I could use a bit more after this one. Sup, Marcus? It's been a bit. Okay. Yeah, let's stay focused on what I need to do. Saw you popped on RuneScape there, Mark. I'm trying to grind up some levels and all that. Yeah, we talked last night, but I haven't seen you in stream. Those Exodites look great. Oh, the elves in like the new Kill Team box and everything. Yeah, they do look good. I'm excited for them. Not that I need another project, but definitely I can definitely understand why people like the Amish space elves. Okay. Yeah, it's like those Eldar versus Orcs, if I'm correct. I know, I'm like tempted to grab it as well, even though I never plan on playing any Eldar stuff. I'm like, I could, one, grab them for kit bashing, or I could just build them as is. And I'm kind of tempted to do both. I mean, especially with how we're also getting some new Outriders, which I didn't even think that last kid was old. How's it going, Lily? Welcome to stream. Hope you're doing well this evening. I need to sit down and actually wash my brushes. I have not done that in quite a few weeks. And I'm probably getting to the point that I'm doing more damage than all that. Well, I never bought the old kits, so the old kits are actually push fit. Ooh, working on the Armageddon box. Nice. I gotta finish mine. I still have like 3 more units to do, and then it's done. And I really need to do that. Well, I think tomorrow I'm going to grab a box of Outriders. Because I've never built them before, and I want to. But I also want to... I want to kit bash them with my... Raven Wing Command Squad. That's what I'm looking for. I want to kit bash them with that and make them either Black Knights or the Command Squad. And yes, I know the base size is different. I don't think my opponent is going to care. I did see that. That's also why I was like, oh, they're really good to make, like, the Raven Wing Black Knights with. Because they got so many options for weapons. The thing is, that's just going to be for the Sergeant. But if you do make them as the Raven Wing ones, that would be so nice. And there's like still a few models that need an update. Like the Chaos Bikers need an update too. I didn't realize that they're still an old looking model. Did I get the Armageddon one? Yes, I did get the Armageddon box. I still need to finish it. I planned to this weekend, but never got time. I have like 3 units left. I did a Crusade game this weekend. I'm still running a 10th edition Crusade. I got 2 more games left, and then we're done for this one. I think we got 2 more. Is it 1 or 2? That's 2. And I made this way too... I didn't thin it down enough, so it's looking a little more red than it should. Oh, the Chaplain's fun. I did switch the head on the Chaplain. I should have... I kind of want a, like, this head. Wow, I'm going way too far ahead. I want this head on the, Armageddon Chaplain. But I didn't, have one on hand, so I kind of made my own. Put all that. Ooh. Yes, you did hear Raven's Wing. I play Dark Angel, so I do talk a lot about Dark Angel stuff. I never intended, I think, to be so much of a Dark Angels fanboy, but I just am. Hey, Graham, good to see you here. Also, Leo, welcome. Welcome to stream and all that. For those for context, this started as trying to do 1,000 points for a 10th edition tournament, and then 11th came around. Well, I did the tournament, and I didn't finish this list, and then 11th came around, so now I'm working on this list, and I want it to be finished. What's up, Gaming Pirate? Good to see you. Has been a minute. If I did Dark Angels, I'd probably do Guardians of the Covenant. Ooh, I'm going to have to look them up. What chapter is it this time? We're still... I'm still doing my same chapter as I have before. It's just now I've like changed 2 things about the list, because my old 2,000 point list is no longer 2,000 points. So now I've made it 2,000 points. And I'm very happy with the changes. It's actually, instead of minusing any units out, I have added 2 characters to lead 1 squad. Actually, no, I minused out 1 character and added 2 in. Which I removed the Judiciar and I added in a chaplain, and I'm adding in this lieutenant. She's good, but I think I need to touch him up as well, get him improved. But yeah, for my blade guard, I am running chaplain with a lieutenant as support. So I'm like definitely getting better wound results, and then those lethal hits, and being able to fall back and charge again. I'm like, yes. Ooh, that sounds like a good Kit Bash Dread. I didn't know that there was a Gears of War one. Press a progress in Discord. Okay. Let's take a look. I like the rainbow mohawk for the captain. Ooh. Remind me, Lily, what chapter are you doing again? I think you talked about it before. I just read up what Grim said before. All good. I'm glad you stopped by, Grim. It's always good to see you. I hope you have a good evening, and I hope everything goes well for you. Oh, okay. Hold on. Oh, you sent it here. Oh. Oh, are they straight silver? Oh, I like that. I like that very much. Okay. If I ever want to experiment, I might try that. Keyword is might. Okay, cloak and hood are done. I feel like I need more browns to make the colors I want. Or I do different colors. I mean, I still gotta do the backpack and some other stuff blue. And, orange, but I'm just like looking at everything like, Actually, the armor might stay black, or I'm really tempted to make it this really dark blue. Like, you can kind of see... Okay, I need to stop doing this. I'm doing this. I need to do this. My elbow sit a little bit further. Anyway, I might grab that Leviathan blue and throw that on the model, or I can go with a darker one. Ultramarines. Okay. No, nothing wrong. If there's something you like, go and paint it. That's what I'll say. Looking at camera. You can see the red. I don't need to worry about touching up. I do like it actually darker than it needs to be. I definitely made the hood be a bit more than it should. But Oop, let's not lose the microphone. Store feed. Deep Azura. Let's go with that, and I'll make it really thin. I don't see why not. That always could be what happened there, Lily. Leo, I also make some extra things to the Avarice lighter. The treasure out of can on the back top, and a lot of icons that make it as Asmodeus' personal transport to represent another fallen. Ooh. Interesting. I do want to see Dread. I do want to see. I'm going to go over and look at it now. Whoa. That's really unique and cool. I like the Zangor head too. Okay. I'm going to stay focused here for a second. Gotta shake that up really nicely. And let's just add a little bit to there. Hopefully there's enough water down on this side to thin it the way I want to. Let's see how thin I can make this look. Might actually work to what I'm trying to do. I like it. Very creative. We'll fight for Armageddon. Yes! That we do. Okay, I did my first game for the, like, Deathmire Hive City one. I did that last Tuesday. I forgot to upload my results, so I wasn't able to actually be a part of it, but I'm glad a Space Marines won. I'm definitely, once the game's over, my game tomorrow for it is over, I am going to... I'm going to upload this one. Ooh, so Leo, for clarification, I do a custom Space Marine chapter. My main colors for most of my army, I will grab a model real quick and show you. We'll do this guy. Not going to go to a whole spiel because if Ando's here, he's going to complain about it like he always does. So, this is the color scheme I do for my army. I know it's very bright, very different from Dark Angels. I'm a custom Space Marine chapter that is mixed of 4 gene seeds, one of them being the Dark Angels. I mostly run these guys as Dark Angels just because there's so many models from that range. I always add to my list. So, it's blue armor, little orange accents, and green eyes, and green on the guns. This guy definitely I should touch up a little bit now that I've done a bit more. So, So all I'm trying to do with this chaplain is kind of copy what I did with the other one. Kind of. The other one I hit with a contrast paint, which I think is like Leviathan Blue, which is that very orange, very dark blue color. But it makes it look really kind of glassy looking, and not really a look I like. So I still want to give a feel of the dark armor, but I want a... Pretty much, I still want that black to show through underneath if it can, or just some sort of much darker blue. Because chaplains are meant to have, like, black armor, at least from what I've seen in art. But I want just like a little bit of a color change. But it's not, I think, thin enough for what I'm trying to do. Yeah, I am very happy with this color scheme. I have thought of a successor chapter color if I ever get to that point. Literally just the inverse, so it's like green armor, blue eyes, no, orange eyes and blue accents. And I kind of want to paint up submarines I have in that color scheme, and I think I should. I just don't know which models yet. You haven't talked about... Well, I haven't streamed since it released either. I'm glad Skotari's fun. I still gotta try to see if I can play Darktide. I need to do that. That is a big thing on my list that I gotta do. Why not? Ah, okay. That's a fair enough reason. It just wouldn't let you. Oh, you know what I need to do? I still need to roll the dice for the units that got destroyed during my crusade. Should I do that live on stream? I probably should. I think I know which ones died. Let's see. It was Lieutenant that died and the Intercessor Squad. Assault Intercessor with jump packs. They died. I gotta roll them. Scout Squad did. So that's 4. I think I had 5 units die in total. What else did? You got the DLC instantly. Jesus Christ. Ooh. Some very interesting Terminator 8 bounds. Well, I think you said they're just the Terminators. This is a fine Chaplain, maybe heresy, but cut of and replace with a plasma gun. Dark Angel rules to further Luther. Maybe who cares? I did at one point want to make a Fallen Space Marine list. Like I thought I was gonna, because I read Lion Son of the Forest as my first one, like first book in the 40k. I almost made the Fallen be my very first chapter I painted, but I didn't really like the way the. I don't like red. Red's not really a color I enjoy looking at or wearing or anything like that, so I wanted to do something different. I'm glad I didn't go with that. Probably would have made more sense for my Dark Angels if I did that, because I do run the line in the list. I did see the Skitarii in the gaming section. We are going to need to put this brush to the side. Does not have a point anymore. It's becoming just a straight square. This one might work. Happy with this little mangled pal. That's good that you're happy with it. Excuse me. Oh no. Okay, what are these brushes? Are these usable or are they... They look usable. I gotta actually clean these brushes tonight. I mean, I have some other ones. They're just not good. They're better. They're like up to the tri-brush standard now. We are going to try and get this one working. Okay. Thank you. I tried to go for a very leather coat look. The Great Pile of Shame includes the line 2 sets of inner circle companions. When I do have the guts to go about it. Yeah, the line is a bit of an intimidating model. I'm sure I could do it justice now, but when I first got him, I'm like, I don't think I can do justice and paint him. So he now sits at a still being, well, he's prime black, but He sets up the sub goal of when we hit 1,000 and if we hit 1,000, I paid the line on stream. On stream. Yeah, I'm sure, but like from a distance. Yeah. I'm happy with it no matter what. Just trying to improve some stuff with it here and there, and actually give him a little bit of character and life. Make him actually fit within the rest of the chapter. That's what I'm really trying to do. Yeah, go for it, Dread. Oh, excuse me. Need to be careful with the metallics. I actually might touch up the metallics. This is too much paint. I know it's too much paint. And what's up, Ando? Are you playing like Factorium or something? You've been saying that all day. Excuse me. Wow. Those look good, Dread. Should be proud of those. Excuse me. My nose is like just clogged from doing hay earlier. I can tell. I can tell you're a big Bird Boy fan. How's it going? Gotta go fast. Hope you're doing well this evening. And satisfactory. Okay. I should have known. And we got that. So we can do this part. One second. There we go. Yes, I do have a few other factions. I have Custodes, Guard, Tyranids, and Knights. And then a very small little, like, Chaos Force. Not even, I'd say, a faction. It's still within the box. I gotta, at some point, build and put them together. Let's see, there's that, and... I think I should just go with, like, the Regal a little bit and just lightly thin it. Should have made it a lot darker, or a lot thinner than darker. Is that... Is the camera a little fuzzy? Hold on. I'm going to try and fix the camera. Ooh, the Seraphon are a fun faction and unit and all that. Let me just make that go. Okay, one sec. Some friends randomly tried to call me and it made the camera go all wazooey. And there we go. Pretty happy with the Junk Captain base. Whoa. Some nice chaos models there, and then... Oh! That does look good. I like the Power Claw instead of like a sword or anything like that. What's up, Eternal? I should definitely stop working on the chaplain and go back to doing these guys at some point. Let's... Here. Yep. Let's pull out that blue. I really should use my contrast paints again. I got so many. See if I can get this to look okay. Get it back together. Okay. I'm gonna just lightly add in a bit of color. There. That's getting to kind of what I want it to look like. How did your gaming PC become out of commission? What happened to make it stop working? That is too much blue. I'll try to make it work. It started sparking and wouldn't turn on? Did you try appeasing the machine spirit? Like, that part I feel was really important. It's been like 2 weeks since this happened. No! Gaming PCs are not cheap anymore. I mean, they've never been cheap, but like, this is almost like the worst time to lose your PC. And I feel like once I add on this other blue, it just turns the undercoat blue like extremely black. Ah, okay. As long as they hold up the warranty and it didn't expire. That's something I've realized. Like, some warranties, they expire just at the point when things are gonna fail. So they don't have to cover it anymore. Hopefully they do. Hopefully they do for you. God, I hope I never have to replace anything in my PC anytime soon. I don't even know where I would start with that. Like, I'll be honest, like, if my PC actually breaks, there is no streaming, there's no videos, nothing's happening. no, I do in my laptop, but I have not even turned that thing on since I got it. Burnt out on... Oh, if the weather's nice, go for a walk and be outside. Play a couple games of Warhammer, read a book. Socialize with friends. Those are all my suggestions. You don't have to do them, but just if you got free time, it's something to do. Fair enough. Yeah, if the weather's that uncomfortable, then there's no need to do anything then. No, you refuse to work on your pile of shame? Well, because you refuse, I'm going to say you got to do that now. You gotta work on your pile of shame. Because it's not a pile of shame. It's a pile of opportunity. Mm-hmm. Let's see, all the lights there. I'll just add a little bit of... Can I thin it down a little bit more? Pile of potential. Yes, it is a pile of potential. Yeah, I think that's gonna be... I think that's good for the armor. How's it going, Overseer? Hope you're doing well this evening. I mean, I could make a few things a bit brighter. It's not really that same... like dark color I was going for, but I think, yeah, I should have like thinned it a lot more on the leg. But I think actually both are pretty good. You're currently looking for some good Hellblaster models to paint for your Dark Angels? Nice. We love a good set of Dark Angels, or a good set of Hellblasters in our list. Honestly, no. I shouldn't go brighter. I should leave it where it is. Sorry, I'm like looking and judging my... paint jobs currently. I almost want to strip this guy and redo him. I shouldn't, but I'm tempted to. And I gotta do his shoulder pad. Make it orange, and then same thing with his little baubles up there, and then I would call that fine for now. I'm not going to upgrade anything else on him. I still wish I took a before picture of what he looked like. Like, picture the armor and the coat just being black, but all the metallic and silver and that leather stuff is still, like, just the same color as it was. Like, this was my very first Chaplain, and I just did, like, the bare minimum details on him. That was, like, my very first game. I wanted him out there, and I should have given him the proper respect he deserved. But, yeah. So, funny you mention that. This guy, he's my attempt of trying to do a Judiciar. I painted him in, like, metallics and contrast paint, pretty much. This is what I did. Like, the dark blue is this Leviathan blue. It's what I thought I wanted my army to be at one point. And then I did, like, Gorgrunt fur for the coat and stuff. And I probably wasn't mixing it properly, but it leaves a very shiny, like, color. And I think I did do a blue wash over the metallic, so it really darkened. Like, I did edge highlighting of Regal Blue, then I did a wash that really darkened everything up. So now I am doing kind of what I prefer, which is just, like, layering the paint up. And I was just trying to copy a little bit of that darker look. It's not close, but I think it looks... So, you like the one on the right a little bit more than the one on the left? I think the coat's good. I think the leg is what throws it off the most. But I'm still happy with it. So these two will sit here. And we're going to move back over to these guys. So on these guys, I got to do contrast on your leg there. Speed paint, not contrast. And then I got to do all your metallics and other little bits and bobs for this 5-man squad, and then they'll be good. The battle damage wasn't intentional. It was poor painting. But I appreciate that. I've tried doing battle damage once or twice on minis. If it's what you like, go for it. It's not a thing I personally enjoy doing for all my models, but there is nothing wrong when people do that. Also, how's it going, Eyes? Good to see you here. Why, hello, Rory. Did you decide to barge in? Because I shut the door on you? You don't like it when I shut the door? Well, I had to shut the door because they're listening to TV upstairs. And I don't need that blaring in here. I'm sorry, buddy, but that has to happen. Okay? You're a good doggo. You're a good bean. I love you. Okay. You gotta go. I did look at Discord. I did look at it. I mean, yes, I did see your models. That is true. I definitely got that worn, grizzled look. Also, I'm doing good eyes. I am actually finally sitting down doing some painting. Haven't done that in a while. I don't do any off-camera painting very much. I probably should. I should just sit down and do some proper painting. But every time I sit down and paint, it could be like, you know, this could be a stream. This could be like some more content to put out there for everyone. Okay, and I forgot your shoulder pad. And one of you, I need to pull the black out and do... Yeah, it's you. I gotta do the sword. I wouldn't say it wasn't expensive. Jeez. Why are you spending so much money on the game? Hi, Roy. You trying to get in here again? You can come in. The door got cut on a wire, and now he decided he can't get in. It's enough room for him to squeeze in. I know he has enough room. He's just choosing now not to do it. And... okay, once that's set, it'll be good. Okay. Now that we have that, what is the first like color I should do? I should probably do the silver metallic. Well, the bluish metallic, I mean. That should probably be the one I do, because that'll take up the most amount of... No, that's got, like, the most that needs to be done to it. That's what I'm looking to say. Okay. I'll look at them when I get a chance, Dread. Yeah, that is way too loud. I'm already like... So, for a while I've been thinking what I need to replace in the list to make it a little bit better. It's a decent list. I've said this... I've said it before what's in it. I think what I want to remove, or kind of need to remove, is one of the Deathwing squads. I run 2 of them. Usually, depending on the person I'm playing against, I'll have one on the table and one not on the table. Just kind of depending on how, or what my opponent has for an army. And I'm usually running Gladius as a detachment as well. But I'm thinking of minusing out one of the Deathwing squads. So that would free up 260 points. I could then throw in a Repulsor or a Repulsor Executioner. Probably more the Repulsor just because I don't have the Executioner. I know it's just a like top mount change for models, but I don't want to spend that and go for it. Although I could make it be the plasma one. But if I go with Repulsor, I might have enough spare points left over to add in some Assault Intercessors with jump packs. That's kind of what I want to lean into. I want to have a unit that I can just do damage with and not have to worry about my opponent saving it. Oh. But I'm not fully sure. I'm open to suggestions. Like, I've been tempted to switch out the, like, I have a 6-man Blade Guard in the squad, and I've been tempted to add in Inner Circle Companions. The problem is that the Inner Circle Companions are... A 3-man squad is the same as Blade Guard, but a 6-man is 10 points higher. So not really worth, like in my head, to add to the list. Because they're only really strong going into character or character units, like just doing higher damage to stuff like that. And I don't really send them into anything that is a straight up character unit. They usually just kind of hang back and wait to countercharge, or like they usually wait and I try to countercharge with them, or they'll sit back and then they'll clean up whatever another unit wasn't able to finish off. I used to really use them with the Judiciar back when Fights First was a little bit better. Pretty much when Fights First was the best it has been. Now it's like, you don't do this fight first, and you don't get to go first. It's after your opponent does their... From how I read it, because I don't fully understand it. Your opponent still goes first, and they choose which like models they want to go first, because it alternates now with like the fight phase. So if they don't do your fights first model, it then it will go next. Like it's the automatic next one to go. We'll do that. And then, yeah, his little doodah bit. Those are some clean models, Dread. I just like looked over and saw your stuff. Also, that's a good looking Dreadnought Overseer. There we go. I feel like I should be saying something, but I don't really have anything to say. I want to be entertaining for y'all, but I'm not a entertaining lad right now. I should probably switch up to doing another army at some point than just these guys, but yeah. Ooh. Are we doing faction-wide, or are you asking about a specific faction? Because I think that kind of matters. Like, I want to say the Custody Dreadnoughts are the best, but I also haven't looked at their data sheets. If we're just doing Space Marines, I do have a kind of an idea with that one as well, but I'm a little bit biased. Okay. The one that I've heard most people run is the Ballistus Dreadnought. So just the all-shooty one. That's one people have added quite a bit. Because it's... Is it 160 or 150? I'm going off of like 10th edition points. It might be a bit more or less now. I don't know. But that was one a lot of people were running in 10th because that one and the Gladius Lancer were always switching back and forth to which one was better. But I personally like the Redemptor Dreadnought a little bit more. It's a weird mixture of the melee and the shooting one. Like, it's got one big gun and then a bunch of little guns, and then it does have a fist for melee if you want to get into melee with it. And then personally, for the one that I like, that I like the looks of the most and I want to run more but I don't, is the Brutalis, which is the mostly melee dreadnought. That one has melta-guns on the front, so you could send that into a big vehicle, and if you got it within 9 and shot the melta, you could do more damage. But it's tough, like, to actually get up into that. I also think out of all the dreadnoughts, the Brutalis is the cheapest, like, actually money-wise, too. No, not the Brutalis, the Ballistus. The Ballistus is the cheapest money-wise. The Redemptor is, I think, the most expensive. I'd like to do a day like that. It won't be a stream, but it'll definitely be like a. It crossed my mind that I want to do one of those. Like, I personally do want to do one of those style days. I'm not sure when or how I would go about that. You guys will know that's going to happen when there's like... Well, one, I'll make an announcement that like, hey, this day it's going to be a paint day with Discord. But you'll also randomly see like a couple new voice channels and text channels, like a whole new category where it's like, oh, like these are here now, and it's just like a whole new category with voice and text channels for people to like paint and chat with. I probably should do it. I've just not sure. I don't really have a good reason. I don't have a good reason. I probably should just do one. I guess at the same time, I like being just this random voice that you guys hear on the internet, and you guys are just a bunch of chat, like, texts. Like, you just send your little chat bubbles at me, and that's what I read and respond to. And I almost don't want to get rid of that, like, little wall, because, like, once I start interacting with you guys and I hear your voices, like, I do understand you guys are people, but it's almost that little extra barrier, if that makes sense. Yeah, that's as much as I thought the white would be better on that. Actually, the silver works pretty well for all that. I say silver. It is the proper name is cobalt metal. It's more blue color. It's a bluer tinged metallic. And it's one I like quite a bit more than what most I think people use. Oh, I didn't make a post about this. I wanted to share with you guys in the Discord, but I'm not sure how many of you guys are into rocks and minerals. But this weekend, I went gem hunting with a buddy. I took him to a place that's open to the public and all that. And we tried to go amethyst mining. We didn't find anything too big. Like, you can find points about this big, a little bit smaller. But all we found were, like, shards no bigger than this paintbrush head, like the bristles. And they weren't really purple. Like, it was the faintest bit of purple that you could see in the shard. And my buddy found one on accident. He found one. I'm like, wait a minute, I think that's actually purple in the center. It was like a weird pinky purple. And then I found one that had a little bit of purple, like, in the center of it, or it was just like faintly purple enough, like it broke off a bigger point. But we found plenty of clear quartz and a little bit of a smoky quartz starting. So if you guys are into that, or you're looking for something to do, try to see if there's any... One, if you know anyone that is into gem hunting or doing stuff like that, ask to join them. It's always fun to go off and learn that stuff. And plus, having someone to, like, teach you and show you how to do this or that, it's, like, really good. Like, having a teacher is always important in a lot of stuff you do. It's also just like a good way to get out in nature, hike, work on like burning body fat and stuff like that. And plus, you can come away with a nice shiny rock sometimes. Now think about it, I should actually open my bag and look at the crystals I got. They're still sitting in a plastic bag. I gotta wash them off and take a proper look at them. Come on. There's like that little bit of blue on the tip of this sword that I see. And I just can't get it to be covered. got it. Anything here? I need to do this in black. So it's 2 separate sides, and I think that's that. And let's move over and try to stay focused. Okay, I need more. I need just a little bit more metallic put out, and then I wonder about that one. What's the part of a model that you guys find the most tedious? For me, it's this little bit here of doing all these like extra metallic and small parts. Like, I'd happily spend all day blending colors on armor and all that stuff on the minis, but when it comes to doing this like little stuff, it's almost the part I regret doing the most. Because it slows down the whole project for me. So we kind of share the same thought on that. I do think metallics can make a paint or a model look really nice and add to it. There's just so much more that you gotta do. Because if you hit the wrong thing, obviously if you did it with like any other acrylic or any other paint, like, okay, I'm painting over black. I hit a blue, I then gotta go back and I gotta fix it with black. almost with metallic, it's a little bit more of a pain. Because if your black is too thin, then it's a shiny thing underneath. And if you're too thick, it kind of ruins the whole coherency on the model. Like, they're in the Warhammer and they paint orcs. Sounds like you got your... If that is the case, sounds like you got yourself a new person to play Warhammer with. Oh. I don't know which one of you it was. Oh, just builds orcs? Okay. It doesn't actually play. One of you guys said a while ago that I sound like another YouTuber. I should go... I think it's... The 40K? Hold on. Hold up. It is... I remember it was like something 40K. I think it was like the 40K. They mostly collect Sigmar orcs. You know what? Nothing wrong with that. Age of Sigmar is a... I haven't actually played it yet. I don't know if it's a fun system or not. But it's got really cool models, so that does put it in the books for me. Anyway, I started listening to like that guy's streams, and now I can't unhear myself from his streams, and I'm like sitting here on stream, taking the pauses, thinking, doing all that stuff. I'm like, I sound way too similar to this. There's got to be a way I can fix that. And I don't think there is. Because to be honest, the only way I could fix it is if I was more confident and precise in what I was saying. But I take a lot of pauses because I'm always thinking on my words. Actually, fun fact. Whenever I'm editing a video or stuff like that, I cut a lot of my pauses out and make it... I pretty much make my voiceover a lot shorter. Because there's a good, like, over half second or more pause in between some of my words. That I'm like, there doesn't need to be a pause there. Why are you pausing? So I cut that part out. And I didn't do it as much in the most recent... I didn't do it in the most recent short. But I did do it a little bit. But you can definitely tell there's a difference between, like, the parts that I cut and the parts I don't cut for pausing. I mean, we kind of sound similar. I don't think we're 100% similar. If he's ever a person that I collab with, I think it's going to throw people off. I don't think I ever will collab with him because he's too high up on the YouTuber food chain. But it's there. And he's a good streamer. I've started just seeing his stuff recently, and I enjoy it. Yeah, I'll be honest, I wanted to make like 5 shorts and then post each one like a week after each other, but I procrastinated so much on just making that one that I was like, you know what? Once I have it done, I'm just going to post it. And I'm kind of glad I did. I'm glad most of you liked it. I'm glad it received a positive feed on it. I just need to decide what I'm going to do next. Because it's not going to be common. Like, I was sitting on that short for like a week or two. Like, I had the entire thing video-wise edited. I never did the voiceover. Yeah, I got plans. The problem is to sit down and do them. Like, I got a couple that I know I've done a lot of Space Marine stuff, but like, I got this Sister Palantine that I want to paint up for a short. And I got this Vindicator Assassin that I want to do too. But I just haven't done it yet. And I probably should. Okay. We're done with that metallic. I think I could actually go and do all the stuff that I want to do as leather. Yeah, I'll do that because there's a couple different colors. It's going to keep with that burgundy brown and that oak brown for colors, but we'll use that up. It's not going to be a lot of it, but I think there'll be enough. It's good to have rules like that for yourself. Maybe. I don't know. It's a big motivation thing. Like I've said a few times, I don't get to end up painting models unless I'm on stream. Like I don't do it as a well, I mean, this is my free time, but it's not like the same style free time as it was before. Actually, the day I finished that short, I posted it the same day. And I actually ran late to meet up with my buddy to go gem hunting. Because of it. I was like, I'm so close to getting this finished. Why not just get it posted? And like I said, I'm glad I did. How many points have I painted? Oh, that's a good question. I don't know off the top of my head. I'd have to sit down and kind of calculate that. I think I'm... Ooh. Am I over 1,000? Have I painted 1,000 points? Well, I definitely know I got 240 done because my other Deathwing Knights are 240. And then the Outriders, which are 80 points. So that's 300 there. Asriel's kind of painted. He's 125. I got a Lieutenant. He's done. He's 45. And then some of the Blade Guard are painted, and some of them need to be redone. So they're like semi-done, semi-not done. What's I got? Ain't no god effing way I painted that many points. I wish I painted that many points, but I ain't even close to that many. Well, the Judiciar that I have that I could run as a chaplain, he's technically fully painted. He's either 60 or 55 points, depending on how I want him to do. This guy in the list, he's another 45. Even though I do want to do something different for his helmet. Oh, all the Hellblasters are painted. So that's 220 points there painted up. And what else do we got? Scout Squad's painted up. That is the Scout Squad 80 or 20? Not 20. Is it 80 or 60? You were factoring in my pile of opportunity. Fair. Very fair and true. That's a lot of minis. I think it's the Shadow Sword is my favorite Baneblade. Something about the huge ass gun that you can just point at something and it's dead. That's what I like. So like the proper Baneblade and like the Shadow Sword are my two favorites. With 0 turrets, invest. True. This cable right there. Very true. Actually, talking about Baneblades, last Tuesday I played against a guard player and they brought a Baneblade in. And it was... I was scared of it because it's a huge model that can literally take anything I have off the board. But it was also so unwieldy that they couldn't really position it correctly. And the terrain worked into my favor. So they could never get a proper shot on anything like worth shooting. I think they tried once. I bet it was a slog. Oh, excuse me. They tried to shoot the lion, which, first off, he didn't, well, he wasn't in a terrain feature, so he didn't get the hidden thing. But then I remembered, like, oh, he's next to some infantry. He's got lone op, you can't shoot him. So I was like, oh, perfect. He's saved. I don't lose him. He didn't do anything the entire game, though. I left him in the back line just waiting to do, like, something with him. But I never got around to doing anything with him, and I should have moved him a little bit out sooner. That was a fun game. It was a teaching game for both of us. It's like my third game of 11th, and it was their first game of 11th or something like that. And to... I do. I actually have two. I have two lion models. My lion that I have primed is never going to be fully painted until we hit 1,000 subs. And that has been the goal since I started this channel. So there's the base. And then he is... Let's get him on his base. And there he is. This is my... I appreciate you feel like I should have 1,000K, but I don't. I don't even think I deserve the number I do have. Oh. He just popped off there. But yeah, this is... Like I said, when we hit 1,000, I'm painting this guy live on stream. So think about it. Every single model that I have painted, and it always takes me like forever to get done. Just think how long this guy's going to be. But also keep in mind, when I do hit 1,000, that is the day I disappear. What do you mean don't do that to yourself? Yeah, you guys already know. I hit 1,000, I just disappear. I retire because my goal has been met, and that's it. I've already like filmed and recorded my goodbye video, so. The tiger is made of biomass. You will not touch my lion. Hey, Ando, do you see this bug right here? See that bug? On Dark Pack's game stream earlier, unintentionally made a recommendation people loved. What was your recommendation? Well, I appreciate that. I don't need my ego inflated. I do not need it inflated. I appreciate you guys like my content. I don't think I'm that good at all. I don't know what you guys actually see in this channel. I've already lived in the worst part of the town that I'm currently living in. But if you want me to move to the worst town in my area, I'm already from there. So, I don't know what I can do there. You just heard bug for no reason. I heard it because it was in camera shot. I'm trying to give this a... Okay, there we go. And we'll get this back on. It's not about what you're painting. It's the everyday guy with zero ego just doing his hobby and being real. Yeah. I guess that is the vibe I've been trying to go for with it. That's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea, coffee. Actually, I think there is a worse town, well, city in my state, but it's not in my county. Why do you spread lies, Ando? Why must you spread lies about people? God, what if I actually was a, like, communist sleeper agent and I didn't even know it? Ando, you now got me thinking on what could I be canceled for. There's probably a few things I could be canceled for. You know what? It'd probably be the best thing for me to be canceled. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do hashtag cancel me. Good night, Dread. Enjoy the rest of your evening. How long have we been going for? We've only been going for 2 hours? Oh, Jesus Christ. That was a lot later than what it actually was. No, don't cancel Taylor. Taylor's done nothing wrong. It's just like how you guys wanted to sacrifice one of your own for some odd reason. You guys wanted to sacrifice... Who did you guys want to sacrifice? Hold on. Yeah, for some reason you guys had a whole, like... voting thing on... Who was it? Who was it? It was Raffy. Why? Why? I don't remember who they actually are in YouTube, but that was just something. I thought it was funny, but I was like, ugh. Ooh, oh, that's a good question, Octopus. Are there any Warhammer units that have tabletop models that I think I'd be able to take in a fight? One single Ripper. I could take one single Ripper in a fight. No, the Tyranids do not come from the warp. They are from outside our galaxy currently. So, like, we are in the Milky Way galaxy. We're in the Milky Way galaxy. The Tyranids come from outside that. They're not in the warp. They are from other galaxies. We don't know where specifically. I can understand the confusion. Like, the Tyranids don't go through the warp. Actually, they are one of the... Are the Tyranids like one of the two factions that don't travel through the warp? I do know the Orcs travel through, and they find it like a fun fight every time they do that. Yeah. So, by technicality, Octopus, there is a Tyranid Hive Fleet designed to take care of creatures from the warp. Well, I was thinking the Tau. The Tau don't travel through the warp, do they? Where was I before I got distracted? I don't remember. I don't remember where I was. Oh yeah. There's a Tyranid Hive Fleet called Hive Fleet Kronos. They have a much more stronger... What is it? It's a... Ando, what's the name of the like warp ability you guys have? Or it's not warp. The cancellation of the warp. Like, you guys suppress the warp and other things and all that. What's the name of that? Shadow in the Warp. It's called Shadow in the Warp. So Hive Fleet Kronos has a very stronger Shadow in the Warp. Because after the Great Rift, the Hive Mind made Kronos to pretty much deal with the warp and all that stuff. Because when the Giant Schism happened, it was during the devastation of Baal, and if it didn't happen, Baal and all the Blood Angels would be 100% dead. Like, that is just straight up fact. But because the Hive, or because of the universe getting ripped in half, the Hive Fleet lost connection to everything. Oh. How's it going, average Joe Hobby Show? Yes, I am another fan of the Sons of the Lion. I'm actually painting up a my own custom homebrew chapter. I just run them as Dark Angels quite a bit because Dark Angels have some of the best models. And I'm doing a little started as a 2,000 point list in 10th, then it dropped to like 1,900 something, and now it is a 2,000 point list again. And I've been slowly trying to get this army together for that. So yeah, there is going to be one model in this entire army that will stay black until we hit a certain goal point as a channel. and I'm okay with that. That model is the Lion. We will paint him when we hit a certain goal, and he will be the centerpiece of my entire one. So far, it's actually been pretty decent for me. I played like 3 games of 11th using this list. And for those curious... Oh. No, do not listen to Ando. Ando is being too much of a bug. Ooh. I'm curious. What is your... Okay. How many points and what is your army? If you need to go off a 10th, that's fine. Like, if your list is 2,000 points and it's from 10th edition, that's fine. Just... How many are you hoping to... make and have and be ready for? Because... I will go over my list real quick. 2,000 plus. Ooh, nice. Yeah, I'll go over my list real quick for those that are interested. Ooh. 3,000 plus. I gotta calculate how many Space Marine models I have. I know it's over 3,000. Wonder if I'm at 5. That's a lot of armies. I was curious on like what you had for units. Just because with mine, I'm gonna start off with characters, and then I'll do characters and I'll name off like what they lead and all that stuff. Warlord is the Lion, just because his ability he has to be the Warlord. I then have Lieutenant with Combi Weapon, and then I have 2 Lieutenants, an Azrael, and a Chaplain. Azrael and a Lieutenant lead a 10-man squad of Hellblasters. Yeah, Azrael leads a 10-man squad of Hellblasters. And then the Chaplain and other Lieutenant run a 6-man squad of Blade Guard. And then for Battle Line, I have just a 5-man squad of Intercessors. And then I have Scouts. That's a 5-man squad of Scouts. I have a squad of Outriders, ATV. For lore, giggles, and buffs, I stick Asmodeus with the companions. Ooh, interesting. Where was that? Okay, so Outrider, ATV. I have a Gladius Lancer in the list. I gotta look at it. Gladius Lancer. 2 Deathwing Knight squads. 1 with maces that I'm painting up here, and 1 with swords that I already have finished. I also have... I feel like I'm missing something. I know it's 2,000 points because I actually made it into 2,000 points. I need to look at my list, but it's on my phone. I don't know off the top of my head. I haven't used Asmodeus. I have his model and I want to use him at some point. I just haven't taken the time yet to do so. What's up, Toast? Good to see you here. I do know for enhancements, because I run Gladius, I put the 10-point enhancement on the Combi Lieutenant, and then I put I put a 15-point enhancement on the other lieutenant leading the Blade Guard. Ooh, okay. Let's just be very cautious here. Oh. I'll have to sit down and look at all this stuff later. Appreciate that. Fully appreciate that. I wish you luck in your journey on YouTube as well. Yeah, when I feel like it's tough when you get so many models to just list all that you have. I have to because I keep switching my lists because I do too many different games, and all that. I have to remember everything off the top of my head and build it back where it was. Hey, you two need to stop fighting. Okay, I got all that sorted for the brown. Now we're going to do the other one. The only other time I try using different list making apps is when I'm playing Tabletop Simulator on. So I'll use new. I will use new recruit when I need to make a Tabletop Simulator list, which I can certainly pull it up and make something. But I have the 40K app on my phone, and I don't know, it's just easier than going to a website for me to pull up and use that. I should probably buy a subscription and make multiple lists, but eh. Let's get a little more paint on that brush. Ooh, I'll have to check that out. I'm going to stop painting that brown because I realize there's 2 silver skulls up there. I should make that green. And here we go. Ando doesn't want to dig his medicine. Oh, you guys make me chuckle sometimes. What time is it? Okay. There we go. It's definitely the more detailed stuff I'm doing now. Ando, behave yourself. I'm going to physically say that now before I have to do anything. I do understand you are joking around and all that, but come on, man. Average Joe, you say, my test for shiny black armor is going to be a gray base with a glossy / shiny white dry brush, followed by black Templar with a typical blue-gray highlight. Ooh, interesting. I've tried using Black Templar once. I think it's a paint that needs to be thinned down before you put it on the model. Even with like what I'm using currently, which is the Army Painter Grim Black Speed Paint, it should be one I thin down a bit before I even throw on the model. Because it really does hide all the dry brushing and everything I did. Which can be a little bit of a pain, or disheartening. Disheartening and a pain. Because you spend all this time working on that, and then it's just like, oh, it's gone. I'll make this brown. This can be brown. I'll have to try that toast. Also, I would be interested. I'm interested in seeing how yours turns out. Average, or I'll say hobby show. Hobby show's better than average, because we got someone else that's also called average. There we go. Let's set these guys over there. Probably should take some time off camera to actually finish these guys up. Definitely want to take some time and finish up this guy. Well, not finish up. Continue to improve upon. Because there's the shoulder pad I got to do, and then I want to redo the books and stuff. Like all the little stuff I think needs to be touched up. I think I could do better on the parchment too, and also with the skull, or the little bone bits. Other than that, I'm kind of happy with the armor and the cloak. I think the cloak's the best out of all of it. But the armor is definitely behind it. And there. There we go. Well, good night, coffee. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Hey, Ando, how's your model coming along for the art competition? I know you sent it in for judging. We were actually talking. We were kind of confused on which model we should be judging. Yeah, excuse me. Which, for those curious, I am currently running a little community art competition in my Discord. It started almost 3 weeks ago, and I decided to give people more time just because life got in the way. Okay, the 3-arm guy, got it. Okay, that is all the leather done on those guys. Yay! The problem is I feel like I waste so much paint because I'm going to pull up my wet palette over here real quick. I did the smallest dot possible, and these still expanded to be that large. They were little dots. Ooh. Actually, I might call it here for the night. Yeah, I think I'm going to call it here for the night. It is 9 p.m. EST currently. And I gotta get some sleep. Normally I do go into about 10, but it's a Monday. So I usually like to start a little bit better. Anyway, I'll do my little spiel, and then we'll go from there. So, if you guys like if you enjoy the content and you want to see more, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. I try to stream 3 days a week, starting from 7 p.m. EST to going about 10 p.m. EST sometimes, depends on my mood, tiredness, all that stuff. Also, if you want to share your models or other hobbies or other things you're into, I do have a Discord. It is completely free to join. It is in the video and channel description. And it's just a little maker place for you to come and show off your models or hobby or whatever. If you got something that you are proud of and you want to share, go down there and share it. I want to hear about it. Because besides Warhammer, I want to get back into blacksmithing. I want to try to redo some carpentry stuff. I want to like learn as many crafts and other things as possible. But we'll see how that goes. Also, if you want to support the channel a little bit more monetarily, I do have a Ko-Fi account or a Ko-Fi account that people can donate to. Everything you donate goes directly back into the channel. Whether that is getting more supplies for upgrades or painting material or hiring an editor for video and stuff like that. But with that all being said, you don't have to go and do any of that. Just having you here, hang out, being part of the community is more than enough. Before I say my ending part, I'm gonna talk about what Taylor's asking, Ando. You said earlier, I realize I have to rebuild my base. Entirely because I built it like you built it bad. And Taylor is wondering, how did you build your base wrong? I think because Ando's playing Satisfactory, he might have started doing his layout hodgepodgey, and now that he's in a spot that it'd be more efficient if he did things like this or this, he's realizing he needs to go back and fix all this stuff. Is that about right? Everything's just squished together. Okay. So, that answers that. So, with that all being said, I want you to go out there and make something awesome. I know you will.